Ooh, okay, third time's a charm, people. This is the third time I'm doing this video, but that's okay. Okay, so you just were given an equation to model the height of a certain car on a Ferris wheel, to model its height above the ground as a function of time. And the equation that you're given was h of x is equal to 25 times sine of 18 times x minus 10 degrees plus 34. And we were asked to find at what time, or x, does the height equal 40. So what we're going to do is we're going to set our h of x equal to 40, rewrite our equation, and then try to solve for x. So this is our new equation. And our goal when we solve for x is, of course, to get it all by itself on one side. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get rid of the term that doesn't have an x in it. So to get rid of a plus 34, we're going to subtract it from both sides. So that's going to give us a 6 on the left-hand side. And at the same time, I'm just going to distribute the 18 in here just to make it a little more easier down the line to solve for x. So I'm going to do 18 times x is 18x, and then 18 times 10, or negative 10, is negative 180 degrees. Okay, so now we need to get this sine by itself. We're going to divide both sides by 25. These are going to reduce to 1. 6 divided by 25, that fraction does not reduce any further, but it is an exact decimal, so I'm happy you to put that in decimal form if you're more comfortable with using decimals in equations. Sometimes I like it just because it takes up less space. So 0.24 is equal to sine of 18x minus 180 degrees. Okay, now we need to get this guy by itself. How can we do that? Well, when you have sine of something inside brackets equals a number, we can use our inverse sine, right? So if we do 18x minus 180 degrees equals the inverse sine of 0.24. So that's similar to if we have, I'll do a little example up here, but if you had sine of x equaled to 0.3, then x would equal to the inverse sine of 0.3. So this time, instead of just having an x, we have a bigger thing inside of the bracket, but you can still use the same method. Okay, so let's calculate this guy out. So 18x minus 180 equals sine to the negative 1. So 0.24. Don't forget to do second function. It's 13.88. So let's say 13.9 right now. And that's an angle, right? Because remember, if you take the inverse sine, you get an angle out. So now we have 18x minus 180 degrees equals 13.9. So we're going to get rid of this 180 by adding it to both sides. So 13.9 degrees plus 180 degrees. That means 18x is equal to 193.9 degrees. And our last step here is to divide by 18 on both sides, giving us our x, which is a time. So 193.9 divided by 18, I get 10.77, so we'll say 10.8. 10.8, whatever that is. We weren't told units, if it's seconds, if it's minutes, if it's some weird time we don't even know about yet. But that is how you solve that equation using algebra. So what I want you to do is on the next slide, there'll be a couple additional questions using the same equation, but asking you to do a couple other things. Okay guys, thanks. I hope that helped, and I'll see you soon. Okay, bye-bye.